Around the world, in every culture, people love games, and they're playing them. Card games, board games, computer games. It's how we socialize, it's how we recreate. It's all about games. Now, it turns out that in training, games are also used to generate more participation and engagement, to simulate real-life situations and give people practice in learning new skills and techniques. If you think about how the military trains pilots, for instance, maybe you've seen the movie Top Gun, where there's dogfights. Now, for the rest of us, we learn to fly by playing Flight Simulator. In addition to training, it turns out that salespeople have long known about the value of games to generate more competition, more results, a lot more buy-in, and to really tap what motivates salespeople, which is winning. And if you look at sales, there are so many campaigns now that really help salespeople achieve far and above beyond what even their managers expected. Now, since the 90s, there's been a term called gamification. What this simply means is using game theory and game mechanics in different walks of life to yield the benefits that come from games. Now, if you think about it, it makes sense because with games, you've got people that are competitive, that like to win, that like the stature and the awards and the recognition that comes with achieving. Furthermore, it turns out that for many people, games are an opportunity to play with others, to benchmark themselves, to test their mettle, and to showcase their prowess. A lot of times in games, there's teamwork and collaboration and more creativity. Now, right about now, you may be saying, okay, well, that's great for salespeople, but I'm not a gamer. But I beg to differ. For instance, if you have a frequent flyer program that you participate in, you're a gamer. Think about it. If you've ever bid on anything in eBay or bought a ticket on Priceline, you're a gamer. These are games and contests with rewards and achievement levels and perks and opportunities to engage and buy in. You're still not sure? Okay, let's get into your purse or perhaps your wallet. Do you have a Safeway card? You're a gamer. If you have a Starbucks card, you are a gamer. Myself, I'm an OG. I'm an original gamer. See, I'm old enough to remember when you used to get S&H green stamps or blue chip stamps, and we'd lick the stamps and put them in booklets and redeem those for gifts. So I know about games. But I posit that you know about games also if you've been in Toastmasters for more than a couple of weeks, because Toastmasters is predicated on games. Are you shocked? Well, let me show you. For instance, in August, we just had the World Championship of Public Speaking. 14,000 clubs had contests in the spring. Then the area and division and districts had contests. And the culmination was in Kuala Lumpur, where I think a gentleman named Joe or John Smith won it all this year. I can't remember his name, but that's a game with rewards and stature. We do want to congratulate District 57's own James Jeffley from Richmond, who was one of 9 finalists. That's a wonderful game that gets buy-in and activity and investment and a lot of benefits. Now, if you are more about recruiting members, World Headquarters has created the Smedley Award and the Talk It Up and the Beat the Clock campaigns. At different times of the year, these awards are given for the gamers who bring in the most members. And of course, we have every year in every district around the world what's called the Distinguished Club Program, the DCP. And everything you do, from completing speech manuals to recruiting members to building clubs to giving speech crafts and youth leaderships, these all accrue points that benefit you, benefit your club, and the district. It's fun, we get buy-in, and people grow, and the organization thrives as a result. Now, in 2000-2001, our district governor, Cassandra Cockrell, a DTM, took it a level deeper. She built her own game for her theme as a district governor, Momentum, Play to Win. She created a game where everyone in the district could participate, and they could accrue points by doing good things in their club, in the district, in the community. And it was built on top of the district's Distinguished Club program. And at every event, these walls of fame would document the progress that each member in each club was making. And we celebrated the progress and tracked it together. You're probably wondering, okay, how did they do that year? And I'm glad you asked. That year, with Momentum Play to Win, District 57 was the 6th best district in the entire world. That's President's Distinguished, all through an inspired game. Are you ready to get your game on? I hope so. I've got a couple of tips for you based on my experience as a district governor and the founder of Expressions of Excellence and a sales leader in my own right. It turns out that a couple of things you're going to want to do as you design a game for your club or your work environment is to create not a club game or a game where there's just one winner. We call those zero-sum games, but instead a game with multiple winners. The more people that can play and have a chance to win, the better off you'll be. That leads me to my second point: make it fun. If you're creating a game that's got all sorts of barriers to participation, that has prerequisites and a lot of ground rules, nobody's going to play. Nobody wants to play. Too much trouble. Make it fun and inviting, and people will buy in and exceed your wildest demands. Now, number 3, I think it's important that your game not compete with existing programs, processes, initiatives, or games that your district, your club, or world headquarters has created. But like in the example of Cassandra Cockrell's year, build something that reinforces the values of Toastmasters, that doesn't compete like we once had with a traveling gavel program, but that's for another speech. But something that contributes to what's already in place is your best bet. And number 4, don't forget to celebrate and acknowledge not just the winners, but all who participate in the game, because that's half the fun. The recognition, the celebration, the ribbons, the pageantry, the pins, it all counts. I hope I've excited you to get your game on. Are you ready to gamify? The next move is yours, so I invite you to play the game, Gamification, for fun and for profit.